it's Priscilla from Targeted Tutoring. Happy Saturday! As we wrap up Women's History Month, I wanted to show you a few of my favorite women's history books, and then I'm going to read one to you. The first book I wanted to show you, or they're not really women's history, but they're like awesome girls. One of them is women's history. It's called Rad American Women from A to Z, and it's by Katie Schatz and illustrated by Miriam Klein-Stahl. And it just has some short biographies about some really cool women like Carol Burnett. C is for Carol Burnett. Nellie Bly. And Nellie Bly was a journalist. Patti Smith, who was like a poet and a punk rock artist. So anyway, Rad American Women from A to Z is an awesome read for young women, young ladies. Sonia Sotomayor is in here. And a lot of other cool chicks. So check it out. And again, that's called Rad American Women from A to Z. One of my favorites. And then the other book that I love that is just really cool and fun is The Daring Book for Girls by Miriam Paskowitz. And it has kind of a bunch of cool magic tricks, crafts. One of my students and I this week she has a bunch of hand clap games in here. And so we played those games. So it's also there's board games in here, just all kinds of cool stuff for girls to have fun with. So that's called The Daring Book for Girls. Finally, I'm going to read to you this week Dear Girl by Amy Krauss Rosenthal and Paris Rosenthal, illustrated by Holly Haddam. I'm going to take off the book cover so that it doesn't mess with me while I'm reading. So here we go. Dear Girl. Dear girl, keep that arm raised. You have smart things to say. Dear girl, sometimes you may feel like being pink and sparkly. Sometimes you may feel pretty much the opposite. Sorry, my dog is barking today. My doggie had surgery today and she had some teeth extracted and she's very hungry, but she's not allowed to eat much. So she's barking at me because she wants food. So hopefully she'll just come in here and listen to our story. Scout, come here. Meet the people. Sit. Would you like to meet everybody? Say hi, Scout. Oh, Scout. Good puppy. Yeah, such a good puppy. Would you please lay down and stop barking at me? Sit down, lay down. Good girl. Let's reread that page. Sorry about the interruption. Dear girl, sometimes you may feel like being pink and sparkly, and sometimes you may feel pretty much the opposite. Lay down, puppy. Dear girl, look at yourself in the mirror. Say thank you to something that makes you you. Thank you, freckles. Thank you, birthmark. Thank you, red hair. Dear girl, sometimes you just need a good cry. Sometimes you'll need a friend. Sometimes you'll need to be alone. And sometimes you'll need a tissue. And sometimes you'll need a bucket. Dear girl, do you know that there is no such thing as asking too many questions? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Dear girl, write down your thoughts once in a while, even if it's just to enjoy the way your pen feels against the paper. Journaling is something that I do every day as part of my routine. It's great. Dear girl, make your room awesome. Make your room you. And while you're at it, make your bed. Dear girl, don't ever lose your sense of wonder. Dear girl, sometimes you just gotta stop and dance. Dear girl, find people like you and find people unlike you. Dear girl, create traditions, fun, crazy handshakes, and silly inside jokes. Dear girl, if your instinct is telling you to say no, say no, you know? Dear girl, coloring outside the lines is cool too. Dear girl, there are no rules about what to wear or how to cut your hair. Dear girl, you know what's really boring? When people say how bored they are. Dear girl, gosh, I don't know. I've got this. Listen to your brave side. Dear girl, you won't be invited to every single party on the planet, which is really okay. Can you imagine how exhausting that would be? Dear girl, a tree trunk is the perfect place for quiet thoughts to be thunk. Dear girl, whenever you need an encouraging boost, remember you can turn to any page in this book. Most of all, dear girl, who I love, know that you can always, always turn to me. The end. I hope you enjoyed our read alouds. The next couple weeks we'll do some spring and Easter Bunny read alouds and some other April tradition read alouds. Take care and have a great Saturday. See you soon.